This is Raider and KC. This is a picture of Marissa Alexander. Marissa lives in Jacksonville, Florida. You notice the title of this article, Florida woman may receive 60 years for firing a warning shot in self-defense. Now, this story really is unbelievable, as the author points out. A woman who, acting in self-defense, shot a warning shot in the vicinity of her husband and was convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and sentenced to 20 years in prison in 2012. That's a mandatory minimum 20 years. She is in the process of appealing, however, on the grounds that the judge made her bear the burden of proof. You know, that's not the way our system works. You're innocent until proven guilty, and that's the burden of the state. What's worse, the prosecution now wants to give her 60 years in prison because her husband had 2 of his children with him at the time of the warning shot. She, 20 years, mandatory minimum for firing a self-defense warning shot. Now, I'm just going to ask you, does that make sense? Now, here's what, she just made some poor choices. She used a gun. The most politically incorrect thing you can do in this once great nation. I guess what she should have done, if she would have taken a baseball bat and beat him to death while he was sleeping, she'd have probably gotten 7 or 8 years. Let's get real now. That's the way it is. If she'd have duct taped him into his bed and set the whole thing on fire, 7 or 8 years, get out of there, good behavior. But God forbid she used a gun and fired a warning shot because she feared for her life. Now, this is just more of what's happening all over this country concerning the day-by-day, incremental taking away of your Second Amendment rights, the demonizing of any crime that involves a gun. If you've got your head in the sand and you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world, check out what's happening right now in the state of Connecticut, New Jersey, New York. They're getting ready to beta test gun confiscation. I'm not going to elaborate on that much more in this video, but do a little research. And the shame of it is that we've got people in this country, who just think that's wonderful. You forget that the real purpose of the Second Amendment was not to protect sportsmen or hunters. It was protect people from tyranny. And I guess there are just a number of people in this country who think it could never happen here. Well, it is happening here. And I want to challenge you. I'm going to make a little book recommendation. Recently I completed a wonderful book entitled In the Garden of the Beast by Eric Larson, one of the greatest books I've ever read in my life. And he basically wrote that book about the ascension of Adolf Hitler in Germany, mainly taken from the memoirs of William Dodd, who was the American ambassador to Germany and living in Berlin, and watched the whole thing unfold, the ascension of Hitler, pre-World War II ascension. And all I can tell you is it is very distressing. It's a very scary read, because there are a lot of parallels to what's going on in our country today. For some of you Christians who, are under the mistaken idea that somehow the Bible promotes gun control, I guess you never paid much attention to the Bible, with Jesus giving some final instructions to his disciples there in Luke 22. Dr. Luke, in Luke 22, verse 36, recording that these words, "Then said he," Jesus, "unto them," he's speaking to his disciples, "But now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one." Jesus was all for self-defense. And I don't know. There's something just really wrong about this woman's story. We need to be praying for her, because that, my friend, is injustice. That is injustice. I want to leave you with a quote by Elie Wiesel. This is a fabulous quote. "There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest." And just let it be recorded on this video that I am protesting the treatment of this woman, Marissa Alexander, in Jacksonville, Florida. Thanks for listening.